Welcome to section 5.2, Understanding Conditional Execution. In this lesson, we'll dive deeper into logic, Boolean operators, and decision-making structures in Java. Our learning objectives include describing conditional execution, understanding logical operators, recognizing short-circuit behavior, and building chained if constructs. Sometimes an action should only happen when several conditions are true. For example, a student qualifies for a scholarship only if their grade is at least 88 and they have 0 absences. Relational operators work when checking a single condition, but when you need multiple checks, you can use nested if statements. It works, but it gets messy. Nested ifs become hard to read quickly. Luckily, Java provides logical operators like AND, OR, and NOT to combine multiple conditions more efficiently. Java's logical operators include double ampersand for AND, double pipe for OR, and exclamation mark for NOT. This lets you build expressions from simpler Boolean checks. The table in the slide lists the logical operators in the Java programming language. All examples yield a Boolean result of false. Here's how each operator works. Double ampersand, AND, returns true only if both sides are true. Double pipe, OR, returns true if at least one side is true. Exclamation mark, which is NOT, reverses a Boolean value. Instead of nested ifs, you can combine expressions with logical AND. This makes your code shorter and easier to read. In this example, you use the logical AND operator because both Boolean expressions must be true to make the student eligible for a scholarship. In logical AND operator, combined condition is true if and only if both Boolean expressions are true. Combined condition is false if either of both of the Boolean or both of the Boolean expressions are false. Here's a full example using AND. Both grade and absences must meet the condition for the scholarship message to be displayed. This example illustrates the logical AND operator. For the output to be displayed as you qualify for the scholarship, the two conditions must be true. That is, the grade must be greater than or equal to 88, and the number of days absent must be equal to 0. Now, let's look at logical OR. Say a student qualifies for sports team if their grade is at least 70 or they have a fewer than 5 absences. Use double ampersand to express this logic. Combined condition is true if either or both of the Boolean expressions are true. Combined condition is false if both of the Boolean expressions are false. In this example, the OR operator triggers qualification as long as one of the conditions is true. This example illustrates using the logical OR operator. In this example, you qualify for a sports team. It is displayed even if one of the conditions is true. That is, the grade must be greater than or equal to 70 or the number of days absent must be less than 5. Now for logical NOT. Suppose you want to check if a student is eligible for tutoring help only if they didn't already qualify. Use exclamation mark to reverse the made free tutor condition. Here's the full example. Because the student's grade is below 88, made free tutor is false. The NOT operator flips it to true, making the condition eligible for help. This example illustrates the logical OR NOT operator, because the grade is equal to 65. Not made free tutor is true because made free tutor is false. The combined expression evaluates to true, and the following output is displayed. You qualify for free tutoring help. In exercise 1, modify watchmovie.java to display a message if a movie is at least $12 and has a 5-star rating. Use logical AND to combine the conditions. Logical operators are short-circuit operators. That means Java skips evaluating the right side of an end if the left side is false, because the result is already false. The evaluation is performed in left to right order and halts as soon as the result is known. This means that the expression on the right side won't be evaluated if it isn't necessary. Here's an example. If x is 0, the expression x not equals to 0 is false. Java doesn't evaluate y divided by x greater than 2, which avoids a division by 0 error. Short-circuiting works for OR too. If the first expression is true, Java skips the second because the result is already known. The ternary operator is a conditional operator that requires 3 operands. It has a more compact syntax than an if-else statement. Use the ternary operator instead of an if-else statement if you want to make your code shorter. There are 3 operands in the slide example. First one is y less than x. This Boolean expression or condition is being evaluated. The second one is question mark x. If y is less than x is true, z will be assigned the value of x. The third part is colon y. If y is less than x is false, z will be assigned the value of y. In the slide example, z will be assigned the value of 5. Based on the number of goals scored, these examples will print the appropriate singular or plural form of goal. The operation is compact because it can yield only 2 results based on a Boolean expression. This soccer goal example uses if-else to assign the correct word, goal or goals, based on the number scored. As you can see, the ternary operator can be useful to reduce the number of lines of code, but it can make your code difficult to read, and so it isn't ideal for nested statements. In exercise 2, replace an if-else statement in ternaryoperator.java with a ternary expression. See how much shorter your code becomes. For more complex situations, you can chain multiple if-else conditions. This helps your program make more nuanced decisions. A chained if-else construct lets you check several conditions in a row. The syntax for a chained if-else construct is shown in the slide example. Each of the conditions is a Boolean expression. Code block 1 represents the lines of code that are executed if condition 1 is true. Code block 2 represents the lines of code that are executed if condition 1 is false and condition 2 is true. Default code represents the lines of code that are executed if both conditions evaluate to false. Note, multiple else-if statements can be evaluated. The else statement is optional. This example demonstrates chaining if-else constructs to test multiple conditions. The else statement is executed if all conditions are false. You can even nest if statements inside others. This lets you write highly specific logic. Just be careful with indentation and clarity. In a nested if statement, it's very important to be sure which else construct goes with which if construct. This indentation greatly aids the clarity of the code for a reader. In this example, if the outer if statement is true, then the inner if statement is executed. Here's another example where the else goes with the outer if. It runs when TV type isn't color, regardless of size. In exercise 3, use chained if statements to compute bus fare based on age. Use different fare rates for children, adults, and seniors. To summarize, you've learned how to work with logical operators. Use short-circuiting for efficiency and safety. Apply ternary expressions, and build both chained and nested if-else constructs.